Aside from clinical depressions, from bipolar disorder, I'd never been more depressed when my friend Steve died. I and my girlfriend had just been up to visit him in Colorado. He just graduated from medical school, and a month later he was dead. And it was completely unexpected. We went up for the funeral, and I had to give a review for Genetics a few days, almost, I think, a day and a half after I returned. And I didn't want to do it. I didn't think I could do it. I was just, my mind wasn't working right. I was down and depressed, and I thought maybe I should cancel it, or I thought maybe I should tell the folks there that I'm just really not feeling good and tell them why. And I thought about that for a bit, and I realized I can't do that. I can't do that not for any worked out logical reason, but because I knew it was the wrong thing to do. And you see, I knew it was the wrong thing to do because it's not the thing you tell a big crowd of people, some of whom I know well, some of whom I know marginally well, and some of whom I don't know at all. Because there are things that you filter, there are things you don't say. And let me just say, I didn't know if I could do the review. I didn't know if my mind would work, but once I started, I was able to pull it off. And I wasn't thinking about other things. And I forgot about what had just happened in a matter of days. And when the review was over, and there were a few questions and all, I didn't say anything to anyone there. Not to the group. I mentioned it to my friends. They knew about it. And a few people I've known for years through tutoring, I had let them know about that because it was on my mind, and it was a cool thing to do. And, you know, when you get up in front of a group of people, whether it's 50, 100, or more, you get this like adrenaline rush. It's this stage fright you get. You get this natural feeling. Your body says, I'm going to be talking to a large group of people. You get that. But I don't get that. I've never gotten that on YouTube, even though I'm talking to a large group of people. Now, it can be even larger if you have a big account. It can go from 100 or so to 1,000 or so. But I think that lack of that physiological response we get, that fear in your stomach when you're talking to a large group of people, is absent from YouTube, and I think that's a warning sign. Now, when you have that warning sign, you use a filter, and you say, hey, I have to filter what I say, how much I expose. It's not good to just be totally out in the open. People that are totally out in the open, that don't have filters, tend to be socially inept. They tend to make lots of social errors, mistakes. They tend to be outliers in the scheme of things when you look at those people that have got their shit together. Now, people that are totally closed in, just walled in a casket and never reveal anything, well, they're outliers as well. But there's some kind of margin of control that we exert, this filtering system that we understand. And we understand it not just on an emotional level, but on a, well, not just on an intellectual level, but on an emotional level. What is proper, or at least we should. And people are obviously better at it from one degree to the other. But on YouTube and other social media, we don't get that response, that warning sign that we need to filter. And of course, when you're with somebody, when it's kind of like an intimate conversation between friends, you don't feel that need. But I think that and a lot of other things leads to the idea that you can just expose yourself on YouTube, on Twitter, on Facebook. And you don't have that kind of feeling that there are going to be consequences. Now, certainly people that are prone to revealing too much, that are not good with filters, are probably more susceptible to this. But I think it's something that we all have to be aware of. And I know that I've thought of making some videos, and a couple I did and didn't put up on YouTube because I said, no, I can't put that up. Now, there are some people that are better than others at revealing things about themselves. Got That Funk is one of them. I'm impressed at how he does it, although sometimes I cringe when he says certain things because I identify with him, and I can't imagine myself doing that. But he seems to pull it off very well. And yet, it seems to me he has filters too. So, I'm not saying anything new, but it seems to me that we should be aware that just because we don't get that feeling in the pit of our stomach that we're in front of a large group of people, we should still be aware of what we reveal. We should think. And I understand that you can criticize folks for one thing or the other. I'm more interested in just saying, be careful out there, folks.